Curious to get your thoughts on the functional side, on the engagement side. What are you seeing? What are you thinking about that?
Yeah, so we all at first, in that first of 93, let's call it 30 or 40, you would see an agency build a bot and it would run and they would high five each other. They would create a video of it. They would tell their friends and neighbors, and then it would be quiet, peaceful, because they failed to develop a pipeline, right? And there's a whole debate going on whether or not you have to have an enterprise RPA program with a robot for every employee, or again, do you just get started? Mm-hmm. And the clear answer is yes to both of those, right? If you are the National Archives, who had an article out not too long ago that they had some 900,000 documents that they needed scanned. Well, after you scan them, you have to do something with it. And it's not until you do something does the scan document add any value to NARA, right? And so they need an enterprise solution, and it's out there today. The OCR readers can read it. An RPA bot can pick it up and digitally file it and do it. We're doing something very similar to that in the VA. But you also, if you've ever watched that show that I love, The Undercover Boss.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Undercover Boss. I love it because, first of all, if anybody comes to me and says Sam's going to be here for 3 days and he's filming to do something, I'm going to figure out if I need a new car, if I need to go to college or what.
Right.
But what I love about that is they go down and they talk to individuals and say, I never knew that was a problem.
Exactly.
Right. And so one of my favorite ones, because I did call centers at NASA and the Missile Defense Agency, was one of the bosses that came down and was so proud that his call center was using something. And the young lady he was working with was fumbling. And ultimately, she said, I'm colorblind. And whoever the goofball was that created this didn't take that into account. And he was the goofball. Mm-hmm. And so there's value in having ideation sessions, ideas, hundreds and hundreds of them generated by your employees, if you don't have to do it all on spreadsheets. At UiPath, we have a thing called Automation Hub. And so anyone can enter ideas. That's the undercover boss.
Yeah.
But then up at the top, a senior leader needs to say, we can't really afford to be 500,000 documents in arrears. We can't be 1 million passports behind. We can't have unemployment for people in New York or for food stamps in Georgia waiting on their renewals. But we can't bring people in right now. Even if we could, we're so far in arrears, we can't bring enough people in. And the answer can't be, well, it's hire, because it takes 6 months to hire. So that's 6 more months of backlog. Exactly. But you can automate things, and we'll get some examples during this 30 minutes. There's people who are automating things in a week and a half and clearing a complete total backlog. And they're government employees posting it out on their citizen-facing websites because they're so proud that it worked.
100%. That's a lot of great stuff in there. One thing I want to come back to that you said, and it's funny because I laugh a little bit. I don't know if you can tell I'm laughing. Back when organizations, let's say, they just get started and they did their first automation. Maybe it's a pilot, maybe it's a proof of concept, and they get so excited about it. They do this video, right? Because I was there, back in 2018, we got some videos done, and, you had some music, you got the steps, you got, all pumped up. The question is, does it fizzle out and get quiet, kind of like you say? Or is there the next thing, the next step, how to kind of take that, use that as a catalyst and continue to drive things forward? And one of the things at Macro that, we really, really emphasize on, and it really depends on where a client is or an organization is in their journey, but creating some type of roadmap. So that way they can kind of see, okay, we see this, we kick the tires, we do something, but we have a plan to continue, build on that momentum. Don't let it fizzle out, right? It gets to engagement. It gets to, all these things to start to consider. And getting that roadmap, you put some milestones on there, some initiatives can get started, and then you're starting to kind of build a program and continue to capitalize on that. So that's one thing that kind of, I get excited about is we all love the pilots. We all love the new things, the shiny new toy or object. But the question is, what do we do next? And having that roadmap helps kind of keep, some of the left and right and keeps you on track, and it keeps momentum, so the wheels don't come off, if you will.